Hey, I'm Dr. Nelson from Carolina Active Health. Today I wanted to go through, continuing with our neutral spine series, and work on a few different ways and techniques that we can use to work on maintaining that neutral spine through life. So again, the disc injury that we covered earlier, something that I see commonly, and most of the time people that do that, it's not this massive event. They're not deadlifting 500 pounds or anything like that. A lot something off the ground, or I was sitting for a long period, and when I went to stand up, it just bothered me. So something to be very mindful of is keeping neutral spine. One of the biggest things that we see incorrectly at our office is a hip hinge. So if I think of a hip hinge, what I'm really talking about is that as I'm bending, that axis of rotation is in my hips and not my back. So what that means is that as I'm bending to pick something up, my back is staying in a pretty neutral position, and all the movement's really coming from my hip. A quick and easy drill that you can do, if you have a dowel rod or something similar that you can put behind your back, and 3 points of contact. So those contact points are my head, my mid-back, and my tailbone. So I want to keep those points of contact. Now that doesn't mean that if you go outside of that range that you're instantly going to have back issues, but it's something that we want to stay within a decent range. And again, when we do this drill, you can deviate just a little bit from being in that perfect position, but it's a good idea as far as what that feels like. So head, mid-back, and tailbone, when I go to bend, I want those points to stay in contact. What I don't want to do in a common compensation is this. So as I'm bending, all that movement's coming through my spine, my lumbar spine. So I want to keep neutral, bend forward, maintain that neutral position, come back up, and I can do that, through different motions. If you have really tight hamstrings, that may be difficult for you. So what I'll do for that is actually take the hips out of play. And so you can come back into that same position and again work maintaining that same movement. So the movement's all in the hips. I'm bracing my core, trying to keep myself neutral, and really ingraining that pattern. I would repeat this for at least a set of 10. And again, think about that as you're living throughout the rest of your life.